Healing from narcissistic abuse is always going to start with leaving. As long as you are relentlessly being bombarded with the gaslighting, the name-calling, the infidelity, the lying, all of it, as long as you are living with someone or involved in a relationship with someone who is actively plotting your demise behind your back, you are never going to be safe. Now, I know you don't want to hear that. I know a lot of people are looking for resolution and ways to save this, but first of all, guys, there's nothing there. And leaving is really going to be your best bet, because the abuse is simply not going to stop. Leaving is your only hope for a bright future. To heal, you really have to come to terms with what has happened. Accepting the fact that the person you fell very much in love with is just a fake person, a fake image, a fake self created to hook you, trap you, and abuse you. I mean, that's a pretty jagged pill to swallow, absolutely. And I think that's where we all really get stuck. We end up just looking for that person and finding that person. And I'll tell you, many times I was shaking Trevor and screaming in his face, "Are you in there? Are you in there?" He had vanished, and sadly he wasn't real, and accepting that was very difficult. But accepting that I was leaving and moving on from nothing was a lot easier than thinking I was walking away from true love. Now, one of the ways to healing, of course, is going to be get your head on straight and know truth from lies. Okay, now you have been lied to relentlessly. They're absolute habitual pathological liars. You've been told that you're a piece of shit, that you can't do anything right, that you are useless, you are lucky to have them. You're a liar, you're a cheat, you've got a hidden agenda, you don't really love them. I mean, all of this stuff just compounds and compounds, and you've got to get your head straight and say, wait a minute. No, this is not a two-way street here. There's a monster, and I'm the victim, and I am not any of these horrible things. Remember, guys, the reason you were targeted by this fiend in the first place is because you are a really fabulous person, and you got to get your head back into that reality. You are a really fabulous person. Now, you're very likely isolated. The narcs do tend to get all your ties severed, leaving you quite alone. Now, one way to healing is reaching out to old friends, reaching out to family. For God's sakes, if you're leaving the house and your neighbor's out, say hello, join a group, get involved. You need to find a network now. You need a resource network of people that are going to be nice to you, and people that you can share a bit of yourself with. Community service work is a great way to do this, and I don't care what community you live in, they all need community servants, and this is a great way to meet other like-minded people and to be treated kindly and respectfully and have your efforts appreciated. Quite commonly, prior to the horrible abusive narc relationship, victims had passions, interests, hobbies, things that they loved to do, things that they found success in. Now, quite likely, the narc has stripped all this away from you, needing very much to be your only passion, your only focus, your only interest or hobby. So quite often, people have given up things that was important to them: music, art, writing, passions for their career. Quite often, people's careers are diminished. You need to think back and remember all that success you had. And as far as healing after narcissistic abuse goes, revisiting these things can get you some instant success and really help to boost your self-esteem. I know that nobody wants to feel like they walked out on a sick partner or were unable to help a sick partner, but there was nothing you could have done. You've done all that you can do. You've sacrificed as much of yourself and your mind and your body and your soul as you can possibly sacrifice without completely fading into the abyss of absolute nothingness if you're not already there. You've done all you can do. This is not as if, the same as your partner getting cancer or, some other disease. This is not this sort of illness. There isn't a way to love them well. There isn't a way to stand by them, to be loyal enough that it's ever going to change, because you've done absolutely all that you can do. You've sacrificed as much of yourself as you can afford to sacrifice. So you get to walk away a good partner, doing all you could do. Victims of narcissistic abuse are definitely victims of brainwashing, mind manipulation, mind control, and these sorts of things. This is a very typical tactic used by the narcissist. Now, to heal, you need to take control of your mind again. A lot of people get free, but their mind is still stuck in that darkness, and nobody but you can control that. You have to take the control of your mind back, and when you get these dark or sad or soul consuming thoughts, you got to be able to pull your mind back out of it. You need to remind yourself that you're a really great person. You deserve so much better than that. You did nothing wrong, and you did absolutely as much as you could ever possibly do to make that relationship work. And sadly, you need to remind yourself, and your mind needs to remember, that person was never real. Now, regardless of the duration of your time with the narc, be it months, years, or decades, you need to kind of wake up to the reality that your narc had no capacity to love you, none whatsoever. So regardless of the duration, you've been in a pretty loveless situation. Not only has it been loveless, but they hated you. They actually hated you, or they were plotting evil against you with no focus other than to absolutely crush and destroy you. I mean, this has been their primary goal. So, minus the love that human beings need in their life, it can leave people pretty shattered and broken. This is the time for you to start to love yourself, really start to see yourself for the wonderful person you are, start to recognize all those great qualities that first attracted this evil into your life, and know that you played no role in this, absolutely none. You're a victim from beginning to end. You were targeted, and you did nothing to deserve any of it. Now, there seems to be some real miscommunication going on here with the no contact thing. Now, I read comments all the time from friends here at Kim Wilson TV saying, yeah, I'm no contact. I don't respond to any of his text messages. Now, if text messages are getting through, you're not no contact. No contact means no contact. It doesn't say partial contact. You can go to any website here at YouTube. You don't hear anybody, preaching the virtues of partial contact. No contact means no contact. That means that you do not contact them, you do not creep their social media, and they have zero access to yours. Change your phone number, block them, block their address on your email, block everything. That means no contact. Cut them off. Why leave a portal for abuse? I mean, cut them off. And it validates you, it gives you control of the final discard, and it gives you the closure that you ultimately want. No contact. Education, understanding, and acceptance are always going to be your strongest tools to healing. Now, accepting what has happened, yes, jagged pill, but you've got to get her down. Coming to terms with the fact that partial contact is not no contact, and no contact's always going to be your best bet. Blocking all that dark and, menacing thinking when it comes into your mind, and taking control of your mind back is going to help tremendously in your path to healing. Staying connected to family and friends and support groups that you have. Stay connected to people that understand what you're going through, because you've been explaining yourself enough, and what you need now is just, empathetic, compassionate people that get it. You can love yourself well, and together we can heal together. Just stay connected, guys. A new year coming around the corner. We've got a really great, bright future, narc-free, coming up in 2017. I'm Kim. Bless your hearts. Peace be with you, guys.